Good morning, my dear student. This is the new lecture regarding our the subject environmental engineering 2. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the estimation of flow rate, that is the wastewater in the sewerage system or in the sewer line. Now, today we are going to focus on the sewer design and the theory and its problems. Now, why this lecture is important? Because this lecture will help you to design the various sewer section numericals and various terminology associated with it. Also, major questions are going to ask related to this unit or to this lecture, and because we have seen a pattern that various questions are asked in this, or values are asked in this sections, from this sections. So I am proceeding further for the our lecture, that is sewer design. Now, first of all, what is the depth of flow? How we have to maintain the depth of flow in the sewer? The sewers are always designed for the partial flow condition. Means it will not design for the full flow of the sewer, and the purpose of maintaining the partial flow in the sewer is to maintain an open channel flow if the sewer is an open channel flow condition, and to provide the space, the above space of sewage for the ventilation purpose. Suppose the sewer is an open channel, not is a closed conduct. Means first of all we have to understand that the sewer may be open channel or it may be the closed conduct. Open channel means it can be laid, it may be trapezoidal condition, or it may be in a rectangular section, and the on the top surface or the top layer of the channel will be open to the sky, and hence the it will generally maintain some space, or we can say that freeboard in the open channel to maintain the flow of the sewage, so that it will not spill out on the road surface or where it is laid. Also, in the sewer section, some of the space are left in if the sewer section is also the closed conduct, some of the space is left for the free surface, freeboard, because if some of the gases emits from the sewage, then the gases will have to travel through that space, and it will remove from the various outlets, and hence if the free space or the ventilation space is not given for the sewage, then the movement for the gases will not be possible, and hence the gases will try to burst or will try to crack the sewer section, and hence we have to maintain, or we have to give some space for the ventilation of the sewer, and the sewer will not be designed for the full condition, that the and it is always designed for the partial flow. Suppose that the sewer will be designed for the depth of the flow of D. Suppose the depth of the sewer or the depth of the flow is small d, and which should be at least half of the diameter, that is the diameter section, that is the section of the pipe, that is it is represented as D, capital D, that is the half of the diameter, means it is flowing at the half condition, not in the full condition. Then the depth of the sewer will be point D, that is half of the diameter, it is point D, but not more than. If the flow is more, and if the discharge is more in the sewer, therefore it is the limit is set that it should not be more than 0.8 D at ultimate peak flow condition. Means ultimately we have to design that for the partial flow, and hence if it is moving in the for the half flow condition, then also your full flow or the maximum flow or the ultimate peak flow condition should reach up to 0.8 d, that is 0.8 diameter of the pipe. You should have to understand, and this is generally asked, that these all such minor things are generally asked in the MCQ questions. Okay, so you have to understand that first the conclusion of this slide, that is from the depth of flow, is that the depth of flow of the sewage in the sewer is small d, and capital D is the diameter of the pipe, and hence minimum, that is the half of the flow, is half of d, that is diameter. Therefore it is represented as 0.5 d, and hence we have to we should not reach the maximum ultimate peak flow. Even if at the ultimate peak flow it should not be reached 0.8 d, means it should not reach the 1 d, that is the full flow condition, that is the depth of the condition. Then hence otherwise it will create various problems, and hence the sewer line will burst. Okay, so moving to the next point, or the next point of discussion is self-cleansing velocity. Sewage consists of considerable amount of organic and inorganic solids which floating or remain in suspension. Okay, means sewage consists of considerable amount of organic, that is it may be potentiable or it may be consumable by the microorganisms, and inorganic, that it will not be potentiable and it will not be decomposable solids, and which always remain floating or in suspension in the sewage flow. And hence if the velocity of flow in the sewer is less, these solids gets deposited at the invert of the pipe, and hence cause obstruction to the flow of the sewer. Means your velocity should be enough, means the word here itself explanatory, that is the self-cleansing velocity, means your velocity of the flow or the velocity of the sewage in the sewer line should be sufficient to if the velocity is less, means if the velocity is less, then the sewer will be the flow in the sewer will be less, and hence these solids will get deposited. Means which solids? That is the inorganic solids. Why not the organic solids? Because the organic solids will be decomposed and it will consumed by the microorganism, but the inorganic solids will always remain in the floating or in suspension, and hence it is the responsibility of the gradient of the sewer or this flow of the sewer that to carry through it. It should not be deposited at the surface or at the bottom of the sewer line, and hence otherwise it will cause obstruction for the flow of the sewage, and hence it is necessary to maintain minimum velocity of flow at which no solids get deposited in the sewer. In the previous lectures we have already discussed that if such velocity is not maintained, then the flushing points are also added or also provided, because the inorganic impurities cause obstruction or cause insufficient velocity for the natural flow which is occurring by the gradient or by the velocity, and hence the velocity of flow that prevents the settlement of the solids is known as the self-cleansing velocity. Okay. this velocity should be maintained at least once in a day during the peak flow at all the sections of the sewerage system. Means even this velocity should be maintained. Means this, if we have said that the velocity of the flow is about 1 meter per second in the sewer line, but this 1 meter per second will be reached at particular point or particular time of the day, and hence otherwise that peak velocity or the peak flow will carry the self releasing velocity. Otherwise the less flow or the less discharge of the sewage will not carry or will not occur the self cleansing velocity, because it will not have that much force, it will not have the velocity to carry out the process to take all the wastage which is present in the sewage. And hence this point is very important to understand that this velocity should be maintained. Means your flow, your peak flow should be enough in the sewer line or in the maintenance, so that it will occur at least once in a day. If it is occurring twice or thrice in a day, it is very much acceptable to us, and if should be occur or it should be maintained at least once in a day during the peak flow at all sections of the sewerage system. Okay. Generally the self cleansing velocity of more than 0.75 meters per second is useful. Means this is very important point that generally asked that how much velocity how much self cleansing velocity is useful, in that more than or less than or greater than. Means this type of question is going to ask, then hence your answer should be that it should be more than 0.75 meter per second is useful. And hence some of the data is associated with us, and some values are given with us. That is, if the nature of material, you have to understand this, if the nature of material and the self cleansing velocity, here the self cleansing velocity is given in the centimeter per second, and I will tell you in centimeter per second and also in the meter per second, because we have set the benchmark in the meter per second, that is it should be more than 0.75. okay. So if the angular stones are present in the sewer line, and hence therefore the self cleansing velocity should be 100 centimeter per second, that is it should be more than 0.1 meter per second. okay. So round pebbles, means if the round pebbles are present in the sewer line, that is about the size of their pebbles, that is 12 mm to 25 mm diameter, the self cleansing velocity should be 50 to 60 centimeter per second, that is about 0.5 to 0.6 meter per second. We have seen that it should be more than 0.75. So if it is less than the 0.75, it will carry out the round pebbles with us. okay. So sorry, the angular stones carry the 100 centimeter per second, and hence it is about 1 meter per second, so it requires 1 meter per second velocity. Fine gravel 30, that is it is about 0.3, coarse sand 20, fine sand 15 centimeter per second, and hence this you can see this these all such finer impurities, that is a fine gravel, coarse sand, fine sand and clay, and fine clay and salt, it can be removed by even if the self cleansing velocity is less. So but the major challenge is that if the angular stones are present, or if some other impurities are present, then hence your velocity should be more than 0.75. Now the self cleansing velocity should be maintained in the diameter of sewer. Means if the sewer size in the centimeter, that is 15 to 25 centimeter of diameter, that is 0.15 to 0.25 diameter of sewer is, then hence we have to maintain the 1 meters of that is 100 centimeter per second, that is 1 meter per second self cleansing velocity. 30 to 60, that is 0.3 to 0.6 diameter centimeter, that is we have to maintain the 0.75 meter per second self cleansing velocity, and above 60 centimeter, that is 0.6, and hence we have to maintain the velocity 0.6 centimeter. So, and above 60 means if the diameter is more than 60 centimeter or 0.6 meter, we have to maintain the velocity, that is 0.6 meter per second or 60 centimeter per second, and after and beyond this 0.6, that is about 1 meter per second, is very much beneficial for us and for the process. Now we have seen just now the self cleansing velocity. Now another terminology is non-scoring velocity. Similarly, the velocity of flow in the sewer should not be too high. Now we have just seen that if the sewer if the velocity is less, the sewage material or the impurities will not be taken by the velocity, or it will cause obstruction. Similarly, the velocity of flow in the sewer should not be too high, as the suspended solids will cause wear and tear to the contacted surface of the material of the pipe, and it will erode the pipe material of the sewer. Because the pipe, if the velocity is too much high, if it is too high, the suspended solids will cause the wear and tear to the contacted surface of the pipe, means with the material which is in contact of the surface of the pipe will try to erode that material, that is the pipe material of the sewer, and hence this will reduce the life of the sewer, and the permissible maximum velocity is to prevent the eroding material is, and hence the permissible maximum velocity to prevent eroding is termed as non-scoring velocity, means the velocity of the sewage which is permissible, that is the maximum flow is permissible velocity, but to prevent the eroding of the particle is termed as the non-scoring velocity, and hence it should be limited to, means we have to restrict it to. We have seen that the self cleansing velocity or the velocity of flow should be more than 0.75 meter per second, but it should be restricted to, or it should be limited to 3 meter per second. This is another important point, you have to understand this. Again, the non-scoring velocities are given, so you have to go through this, and you have to understand this, and you have to learn these velocities, and these velocities are generally given in centimeter. You have to divide it by 100, and you will get the values at meter per second. And generally we used to provide cement concrete sewer pipes in the sewer line for the sewerage system, and I will only tell you about the non-scoring velocity, that it is showing that you have to maintain the non-scoring velocity about 250 to 300 centimeter per second, that is 2.5 to 3 meter per second. Similarly, stonewares to 300 to 450, and likewise other velocities. Similarly, also the cast iron sewer pipes, if it is used by cast iron sewer pipes, the velocity should maintain, the non-scoring velocity should be maintained 3.5 to 4.5 meter per second. Now moving ahead, now what is grades of the sewer? Means you may have accustomed, or you may have come through the term that is the gradient of the pipe. Means the slope or the grade of the pipe is selected, means how the slope or how this grade of the sewer is maintained, so that it will flow easily. So the slope or grade of the sewer is selected in such a way that the velocity of flow is maintained between, you have to understand this, the slope or grade of the sewer is selected in such a way that the velocity of flow is maintained between self cleansing velocity and non scoring velocity. Okay, means you can't take the slope, you can't slope the sewer so that you have to gain the gravitational force, but you have to maintain the flow between the self cleansing velocity and the non scoring velocity so that the pipe material will not hamper by that slope or by the sloping material, that is the sewage material. So the sewer sizes and the slope should be such that the velocity of flow increases progressively, not increasingly, एकदम से नहीं होना चाहिए, progressively or steadily from the head section, from where it is generated, and through the entire length, means from where it is generated from the head section through the entire length of the sewer, and means to the point of, from the point of discharge, that is from the head section, and to the point of disposal, that is through the entire length of the sewer. Means we have to maintain the sewer size, that is the diameter, and the slope should be such that the velocity of flow increases progressively, means in such a way that it will maintain the velocity between the self cleansing velocity and non scoring velocity, or steadily, means smoothly, from the point of discharge to the point of disposal. Okay, now it has been shown that for sewers running partially full for the given flow and slope, velocity of flow is little influenced by the pipe diameter. If the pipe diameter means you have to understand this one, that the sewers running partially full means generally the flow is given if the flow is maximum full, that the pipe it is little influenced by the pipe diameter. If the pipe diameter is reduces and it is that sewer is running full, and hence therefore it will cause pressure and it will cause velocity in the discharge, and hence it has been shown that the sewer is running partially full for a given flow and slope, the velocity is little influenced, and therefore it is obvious that the velocity will also influenced by the pipe diameter. The slopes recommended by, means who has recommended the slopes recommended by the manual. Which manual? That is CPHEO, Central Public Health and Environmental Engineering Organization, presents peak flow up to 30 liter per second is given in the tabular form, which should ensure a minimum velocity is 0.6 meter per second. Means we have to maintain the CPHEO, that is Central Public Health and Environmental Engineering Organization, presents that the peak flow up to the 30 liter per second, and which is given in the manual, and which should ensure the minimum velocity of 0.6 meter per second. Means the peak flow means liter per second, that is the about the discharge of the water, that it should maintain that the slope is maintained for the present peak flow. Means the present peak flow means it is for the peak flow, means the slopes values are given in the manual for the peak flow of 30 liter per second, and if the 30 liter per second, your minimum velocity should be 0.6, and hence based on this 0.6 you have the manual provides you the gradient or the slopes. Now minimum sewer size. What should be the minimum sewer size? The minimum sewer size for the public sewer should not be less than, you have to understand this, it is very important point, the minimum sewer size should not be less than 150 mm. Okay, the minimum size for public sewer, not for the domestic purposes, should not be less than 150 mm. However, for major towns and cities where the topography is flat, where topography is flat, means where we do not have the sufficient undulations, or where do not have the sufficient slopes. For the natural slope, the minimum size of sewer should be of 200 mm in diameter. Okay, so these points you have to understand this. Now, from where we have to design, some empirical formulas are available with us. That is, first is Chase's equation, that is V is mean velocity of flow in meter per second, C is, that is the coefficient values depends upon the shape and surface of the channel, and R and S, that is R is hydraulic mean depth in meter and S is slope. Now I am focusing on the R, that is hydraulic mean depth, means it is the ratio of wetted area by the wetted perimeter. Means you have to understand that for how much area or for which condition you are designing the sewer, that is for the half full condition or for the 3/4 full condition. So your wetted area means which area will be wetted and which area, and how, when wetted area, you have to calculate the wetted area and you have to calculate the wetted perimeter, and based on this you will get the hydraulic mean depth. That is the hydraulic mean depth. It is the ratio of, you have to understand this, wetted area by the wetted perimeter. So we have to find this velocity in meter per second. C is again a coefficient which is found by the generally either the value is given to us, or we have to find by the next equation I am just going to you, or the slope of the channel, which is generally we have to maintain as per the manual, or the value is given to us. Now the C, that is the Chase's constant, is given, is calculated by the Kutter's equation for Chase's constant. This is the formula where the terminology is given, some terminologies are associated, that is small n SS is the slope, and again R, that is I have just told you about the hydraulic mean depth. Now what is N? That is the N is the Manning's constant. Now again, again Manning's constant is the next new equation, or the new constant is involved in this equation, and this Manning's constant is again depends on the roughness or the pipe, roughness of the, or the roughness of the pipe material, or the rugosity coefficient of the pipe, means which type of pipe you are going to use. So similarly, this is the Manning's equation, and hence this is the small n, which is we have just seen in the Kutter's equation, that is the rugosity coefficient. These values are given to us, and depending upon the pipe material, and based on this, and again the terminology are same, that is the V is equal to 1 by n r to the power 2 by 3 n s to the power half, that is n, that is based on the rugosity coefficient of the pipe material, and we have to find the velocity by the Manning's equation. R is the hydraulic mean depth, again the wetted area, it is the ratio of wetted area by the wetted perimeter, and again S is the bed slope or the gradient of the pipe. See, moving further, so these are the values of the Kutter's equations or Manning's constant, that is N. So these are the values given to us. Generally I have just said in the previous in the meanwhile in this lecture, that we used to provide cement concrete pipe or cast iron pipe. So generally we used to provide these equations, or these values for the Kutter's equation, or that is 0.012 or 0.13. Similarly, for the good and fair condition, for the condition of the interior surface, so good conditions and it is the fair conditions, we have to always maintain the good conditions. Fair conditions means okay, it's okay conditions. Good conditions we have to maintain that the surface should be very smooth and very good. So these are the values are given to us, and these are the values of the Manning's constant, that is based on this, that is the and which type of material is used, salted and saltless stoneware, cement, concrete, cast iron, brick unglazed, asbestos, cement, plastic, smooth, etc., etc. You have to go through this, you have to learn, you have to understand this. Now another equation is Hazen-Williams equation, that is 0.85 c r to the power 0.63 to s to the power 0.54, where we again the same terminologies that we have come across to it, that is r is the hydraulic mean depth, s is the slope, c is the chassis constant. Now Hazen-Williams has given the constant c value for their equation, and their values are already either for while solving the equation they will provide to us, or you have to remember the conditions of the c depending upon the type of the pipe. Okay, generally again, if we used to learn, that is the c cast iron pipe is 130, or very small, or concrete pipe, that is the cement pipe 110, stoneware pipe 110, or it will the value will be given to us either in the numerical while solving by us. Asbestos cement pipe, that is 140. So these are the constants given by the by the equations, empirical equations. So this is how the various equations are involved to us. Now there are some objective type of question which is I am going to tell you that how they may ask you the question, that is that value of Hazen-Williams constant c for AC pipe. Now if it is 4 options, now where it is given to us and where we have come across the value of Hazen-Williams coefficient c, and that is the asbestos pipe we have just seen now in the previous table, that is this is c. Hazen-Williams coefficient c, for which condition they are asking for, they are asking with us, that is the asbestos cement, that is 140. So so the answer is 140. Similarly, the value of Manning's coefficient n for the smooth and plastic pipes, all they will ask by the 4 option, and you have to understand and you have to choose by this is the highlighted is the answer, that is 0.011. In the hydraulic design of sewer basins, constant K in basins formula for both earth channel, this is also given by in this presentation is 0.5. Self-cleansing velocity for transport of fine sand and clay in centimeters per second is, I am again told you that it is about 15. Where it is, you have to understand the units, you have to maintain the units, that is it is in they are asking in the centimeters per second. So self-cleansing velocity for sewer having 60 centimeter above means you have to maintain you have to where the sewer diameter is more than 60 centimeter. So what should be the self-cleansing velocity, that is it is 60 centimeter. So it is given to and we have seen all these things and we have come across with us. So you have to go through the tables, you have to go through the values thoroughly and prepare for the exam. For sewer and for sewer of diameter 15 to 25 centimeter, the self-cleansing velocity required, so this is about 100. So requirement for the for transport of fine gravel of the self-cleansing velocity required is about 30. And what is this the hydraulic mean depth for the circular sewer running full at the full condition, the value of hydraulic mean depth means how it is the hydraulic mean depth comes out, means it is d by 4. So you will try to solve all these questions and let me know if you are going through any difficulty. This is about the theoretical questions, that is what do you understand by the term self-cleansing velocity and limiting velocity in the sewers. Explain why the following, why sewer should follow the slope of ground, why should sewer run partially full etc etc. So all such fine questions, definitions, depth of flow, and some values based questions are going to ask in your examination. So hope you have understood the concept and the lecture and the topic associated with us. If you have any difficulty related with this lecture and with the content we have gone through the so you may ask me in from the comment box which I am posting today in the YouTube channel. So thank you for patience listening and for watching my video. Thank you very much, and I'm signing off.